What is up, guys? Hope you're doing well. Welcome to a new video from Housing Dubai. Today we have a special guest here with us, Mr. Saif. He's
Hello.
from Prestige Developers, and we have a nice conversation today, and we'll have a quick interview with him, a quick podcast about them, what they are doing, what their expectations are for next future in the real estate market here in Dubai. And I have some questions for him. We'll go through it and then leave a comment and let us know what you think about the development of them. Thank you for having us, first of all.
Thank you very much for coming. Let's get into it.
So just for your information, he is the senior consultant of Prestige Developments, and he will give us some insights about their project, about their vision, what they have for the future, and let's move forward.
Let's get into it.
So the first question I have for you, Saif, is what does the developer stands for, or what is Prestige in general?
So we as a developer have been around for nearly a year and a half. We've been recognized by actually the Khalij Times and Forbes as the fastest growing developer in the UAE. We noticed there is a bit of a lack when it comes to certain things in the market here in Dubai, whether it's coming from the quality or from a price point of view. So our vision or our goal as a developer is to tackle all these little things that a bunch of other developers do wrong essentially in the market and piece them all together to combine into something that is much greater. We want to be on the term or on the level of some of the best here in the market, but at the same time perfecting our craft to ensure that we are delivering ultimately one of the best buildings in the UAE.
Okay, so what type of real estate projects you're basically focusing on, and why do you focus on specific real estate projects here in Dubai? What's the reason for?
Yes, so we are obviously a boutique developer here in the market. We like to prefer to focus more on quality, to give all these little things and details, because a lot of people tend to miss out on these things, whether it's general woodwork in the walls or certain tiling, or even when it comes to price perspective, let's say. A lot of people tend to get these things wrong.
Okay.
So what we want to do different in the market is bring these little things, focus on them, bring them into the project, ensure a building that is quality or standard, something ultra boutique style, but in the essence, giving you the price in certain locations that make sense. So for example, one big thing that we started off with was a project in Sports City under the name of Vista. So when we first started it, right, and we brought the hype into it, other developers started coming forth. We always plan carefully where we're going to launch. We don't just launch anywhere where everyone is following the hype. We want to build the hype in every community. Maktoum Airport opened up now, which is a big key factor when it comes to living from Sports City. And at the same time, if you look at the rental prices now, the jump compared to last quarter, we saw an 8% to 9% increase in rental price. It means people are flocking into this location. And we were the first to start off that trend and build up.
Because I remember Sports City before, it was a place where not everybody was going. It was a place where a lot of people were keeping a distance on and said, I will rather go to JVC, I will rather go to some other places. But now it's more and more coming, and of course always good to be one of the first at least to participate or be in that specific location. But since we are now talking about your first location, because I think most of the people here, they will be overseas.
Yeah.
So what kind of people do you target with your projects, and what are your latest projects?
Yes. So currently, as of now, after a few of the projects we already launched, we've managed to launch 3 consecutive back-to-back ultra-luxury projects in 3 very exciting areas. The first one being in a new upcoming area called Meydan Horizon. So Meydan Horizon was another community that we were the first to launch actually, and then big name developers started coming up. It's a super exciting lagoon community directly next to downtown. We have a very strong future over the course of the next, let's say 5 to 10 years. We also launched another project in Dubai Islands. We were one of actually the first to start the trend there also. Another mega scale project on 3 times the capacity of the Palm Jumeirah. Exciting beachfront community, 70% green. Another community that's going to set the standard for the next 5 to 10 years to come. And of course, another second tower in Sports City, because we want to push for that vision coming up forward, right? So the particular people that we tend to sort of target from that point of view, we get a lot of international investors, people who come in maybe for the first time investing in Dubai. It's not easy to sort of tell an international client, just come and invest this immediately. No, certain steps, procedures, things to sort of ease the mind of these people.
All right. And one other question which I have for you is, since you're talking about the projects, how do you ensure that your clients after purchasing are really satisfied with their investment in your project?
So we have one of the best service after the sale sort of procedures in the market. What happens with us is that we guarantee the client satisfaction afterwards. Get the first hand booking, assistance with sales after service, renting out, whatever they need from that side, we're available to assist with that, furnishing, whatever, all that is available. And we actually have a 70% resale or reload rate on all clients who purchased with us previously.
By the way, regarding furnishing, their office, we might put in a quick cut of the sales center here. The sales center looks really awesome. If you go and if you come here and check it yourself, you would see the quality that they're really pointing out and which they really want to accomplish. You can basically see in their projects as well. And one of the things that I recognized is that not a lot of people know about prestige. I mean, I have my clients as well. When I contact them and show them, usually the typical reaction is, oh, wow, okay, who's that? When they see the renders or when they see the type you are building, the building from outside, from inside, they're usually a little bit surprised because they didn't expected this from a developer who is not fully known. So the next question for me would be, can you tell us something about your most successful project and what you think contributed to its success?
So to sort of talk a little bit more about one of our biggest success stories, actually one of our biggest successful projects was the seaside in Dubai Islands. At the time when you looked at sort of Dubai Islands, there were a few developers launching here and there multiple projects. First of all, nobody really offering the quality or the boutique level design that we're giving essentially with the project. And at the same time, the most important thing is the affordable pricing. Nowadays, in today's market, in quality developers in Dubai, you can probably count on one hand. And the biggest mistake that these developers always tend to do, right, essentially, is always overpricing. You pay for premium wherever you go, of course, 100%. But when the premium is at the risk of possibly 30 or 40% over the price margin that you're investing in, there's no point in investing in premium. So when someone like us comes in and gives you that same level of quality on a higher scale even, with affordable pricing that makes sense for the market, that's what leads to the success of the project.
I mean, that's actually one thing that I recognize for myself is that your pricing somehow you manage it to always beat the opponents next to you in that area. We don't need to mention any names, but when I see, for example, other developers having a price tag, for example, for 2.5 million or 1 million or whatever, and I see your price tag when you are directly on that same particular location and I see your prices are 20% less, I have two things in my mind. What is it that leads to this less price? Is it the quality or is it not maybe as furnished as the other developer? But then I see it, you're furnishing and you provide at least semi-furnished units. Then I ask myself, how do you do that? Or how do you make sure that you somehow beat the competition in that same locations?
So a lot of times, Zaman, you look at some of the developers, not many of them are actually financially secure, financially stable. A lot of the building funding itself actually comes from the sales, from the developer, sales of the apartments itself. What we see ourselves is quite financially secure in today's market. Real estate is not our only company or our only field. We have everything ranging from logistics to marketing to food and beverage even. Real estate is just one piece of that puzzle. So all these things contribute to the financial support of the company itself. So already we were a financial powerhouse, you could say, before we started the development side, right? Now, the best way to sort of build a name into the market is what we do is that we lower the price. We still make a profit, smaller margin than the rest, right? But what's most important to us is that we're building a name.
And I mean, you are not here since yesterday in Dubai. Me as well. I'm since a few years here already. And basically, when you are here in Dubai, you know how things work. Yes. You know that from the good sides and the bad sides. So particularly in the real estate, my question, which I want to raise here, is what do you think about the current real estate market in general? And how do you see it in the next 10 years, let's say?
To talk a little bit more about the current market, obviously everyone knows Dubai has become the real estate powerhouse all across the world. No one is getting what Dubai is offering anywhere you go. You go to some of the best real estate places like, let's say, Thailand, Bangkok, you go to LA, you go to Orange County, Florida. No one is getting the same thing that Dubai is getting. Point of view of the taxes, to the infrastructure, generally just the safety of living, right? All these small factors contribute a big piece, which leads to Dubai's success. The crime rate here is incredibly low. There's no taxes. All these benefits for investors, such as the Golden Visa, Investor Visa, all these add to the funding of the Dubai real estate sector over the course of the 10 years. Remember how back a few days ago, Dubai used to sort of rely mostly on tourism.
Yes.
Rely on tourism, rely on the pearls.
That's actually the thing what most of the people think, that Dubai is really only has their refunds from the oil industry. But from my experience, it shifted more to tourism, and now it's shifting more even to other businesses in Dubai.
100%.
And because, as you mentioned, there's no taxes. So somehow all these things has to work, and they do work.
Yes.
You know, and especially when you see how many people come and buy here in Dubai.
So obviously now a lot of the thing has shifted from tourism. You said various business. A big sector in that business is obviously real estate. So what Sheikh Mohammed himself, president of Dubai, Mohammed bin Rashid, he set out all these visions for the next 10 years, for the next 20 years, the 2030 vision, the 2040 vision of Dubai. It's like Sheikh Mohammed said a time ago, I want Dubai to be the best, right? So all these plans are not just fiction or imaginary ideas. He's done all these plans already before in the past. What's stopping him from continuing this sector for growing for the next 10 years? Until 2030, until 2040, these big visions. Maktoum Airport that's coming up in the next 10 years. All of this, a massive scale project that contributes to, whatever's happening. Dubai Islands, Jebel Ali, all these various key real estate things add up to the success for the sector, not just for 10 years, but for 20 years, for 30 years, even 40 years. So what we'll see over the next 10 years, you see a lot of innovations, things such as the flying taxis are coming up, flying cars,
which is crazy, by the way.
Yes, the new metro lines that are going to be coming up in 2030. Big issues that some people face is the traffic. But they've taken that into consideration, and then immediately they launched the new metro line running all across all of Dubai, basically, right? And so many things on the heap of the future. You see more new communities coming up. Old communities that sort of died off, let's say, have been rebranded into newer things like La Mer or The Point or whatever it is. So not only is it for developing an innovation of technology, but it's also fixing what was wrong before.
I mean, you speak about the future, and what may be interesting to many of the viewers is what kind of role Prestige will take in that future.
So we as a developer have already put out a plan. Our plan initially in the beginning of this year was to launch 10 back-to-back projects in a row. We've already launched 3 of those, meaning we have 7 to come, right? The fact that we have a project coming up basically every single month of the year, right? We want to contribute as much as we can to the infrastructure of Dubai, have our name in stake of basically every single community that is thriving here. And our goal in the future is we want you to go up, walk around Sheikh Zayed Road, for example, drive around Sheikh Zayed, whatever it is, even walk by the beach and see the massive Prestige One logo all across, right? We want to be part of the infrastructure that Sheikh Mohammed is building for the next 10 years. In terms of competition is always there. We have no worry or no fear when it comes to competition, right? But more of our goal is to sort of deliver projects that are comfortable for not only investors, the ability for everyone, basically, even if someone who has 500,000 dirhams in his pocket, all the way up to someone who has 250 million dirhams in his pocket. We want to be able to cover both options and every option in between. We want people to come to Prestige from all different sectors.
Which I also advise to you. Like I said, they have this beautiful office here. You can come here and check it out by yourself and get a feeling about the quality that they are providing. And thank you very much that you had this time for us.
My pleasure.
We will, of course, show you some projects which they have now. It was a pleasure to speak to you. Hopefully more to come. Let's see. I think maybe it's great if we make the same interview like this, let's say in 5 to 6 months, and to see how this development went.
You'll see a big change.
Thank you. All the best. Take care.
Take care.
Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and leave us a comment what you think about Prestige. All the best. Take care, and bye-bye.